Hey guys, so today we have a slightly different video. I've just been obsessed with these like weird, obscure TikTok topics, and I obviously did the Better Help one, which kind of started on TikTok, and I brought it over to YouTube, and the TikTok psychic that was trying to convince us that she knows more because of her dreams and tarot cards than police officers, detectives, lawyers in the Idaho case. So I have another one for you guys that I want an input on. I actually genuinely want to know what you guys think, but like in the most respectful way possible. Please don't be like rude to anyone. Even if you think the girl's lying, please, let's just keep it respectful. That's what I'm going to try to do. But there is someone on TikTok that's getting a lot of hate right now. A lot of speculation, even from big influencers. And I think that's when it gets really like serious, because usually it's like everyday people just commenting on something on TikTok and the video blows up and that's just kind of it. But once like big influencers start tagging along to the like hate wagon, I guess, that's when it gets like serious. So there is a TikToker called Annie. Her at is WTMAB. Not really sure what that means, but off we go. She's got 664,000 followers, and she says, I make videos in my car sometimes. She posts her Snapchat, and relatable doesn't equal it happens. I guess she's just covering her bases here. Like, just because I say something's relatable doesn't mean that it happened to me. And she essentially just posts these cute TikToks where she just looks pretty or posts relatable content and just stuff like that. Just typical TikTok young girl content. Some of her pinned TikToks on her page have millions of views, 6.2, 16.8, and 13.5. And they're from around the time where she ended up getting a scar on her face due to an accident that she had. And people are just kind of curious, I guess. And I think the whole thing is like, she's a beautiful girl. She got a scar that would usually, you know, make someone feel really sad, or you know, it's a traumatic experience. It's on your face. It feels like it's a constant reminder, but she, you know, she looks stunning, and I guess it's good representation for like, if you have a scar, it's all good. Like you're still stunning. But people started to, at some point, notice some discrepancies in size, shape, and color in the scar, and also the length of time that it was taking for the scar to heal. So let's just, this is such an odd topic, but I'm just so curious. The last TikTok that I could find where she doesn't have a scar is this one. And it's on the 16th of March 2021 is when she didn't have the scar, and the TikTok after that is with her scar. That's where she has it. You can see what it looks like. It's not super deep, but it's still there. It's just like a mark. I've gotten those kind of marks from, I've actually been bitten by a dog before, and I'm pretty sure that's what my scar looked like, because it wasn't a very deep bite. And just like, you know, when it's not like a super, like, I bet this didn't have to get sewn up, because then the scar looks different. It's one of those scars that's like, it was deep but not deep enough to be considered like a sewable scar, I'm pretty sure. And all the comments under that first TikTok of what her scar first looked like are saying, POV, you came to see when she first got the scar, not us all looking for the first scar video. So we all wanted to know about the scar's origin, but we still don't know. Wait, you're actually getting bullied, what is the scar? Then the TikTok that she posts after that is this one, and it looks a little bit more inflamed, a little bit more fresh. So maybe she was filming these videos in different orders and then, you know, putting them into her drafts and then posting them later on. That's why there are so many discrepancies in what the scar looks like. Like, some of them are more healed, some of them are more fresh. Maybe she just filmed them at different times and then posted them at different times. And then there's this one, you can see it more clearly. It's quite short, like it's not very long. It's just a shorter, like I said, it looks more like a scab at this point. So it's not like, I'm trying to be very like medical here. Like, I'm trying to be like, well, this is what it doesn't look like it's been sewn. It doesn't look like it's been like a very deep gash. It's just a, you know, a mark. Like when I got bit kind of here, and that healed up super well, and it looked probably similar to that, but it healed up so well that you can't see it anymore. And it would have been like here. I almost lost my eye. And then this is another TikTok that she posts where it's a lot more fresh looking. And that's where I get confused, because now, like I said, these could just all be filmed at different times, but this looks like it's got like active blood on it. So I'm starting to get confused, right? Then I screenshot it a bit further down the line. This is a few months later. This is in July. It's looking like it's starting to heal up. It's turning brown, which is usually the progression of scars. Whenever I've had a scar, it always, like, you get rid of the scab process and it goes to brown. For me, at least, because I think of my skin tone. She's a similar skin tone to me, it just goes brown. Then she posts another one 2 months after that, and her scar is bright red. Now, once again, this could just be from her drafts, and that's why it looks different or more fresh. But then December 2021, the scar is kind of like a brownish red. So like in the healing process, but it is definitely a little bit bigger than it was initially, right? Like is it just me? It just looks like it goes a little bit further down. That's what I was pointing out, just kind of how big the scar was, because it seems to be going down more. I'm being so analytical here. Okay, and then she posted another TikTok in December, which once again, these could all be drafts, so that's why there are inconsistencies, because we're jumping back and forth. We don't know when these TikToks were filmed, but then again, that shouldn't really change the size and the shape of the scar. This one looks a lot thicker, a lot more brown, and a lot bigger, like a lot longer than it originally was. I'm gonna try to put it side by side. I'm trying to give you guys the best way of like judging this. Then about 2 weeks later, she posts another one where it looks a lot less brown, a lot less uniform as well. Like I think the uniform shape of the scar 2 weeks prior was a bit strange, and we can't really see where it ends, but it looks a lot bigger than it did initially. And then kind of a screenshot a few months later, this is in April 2022, the scar is a lot less uniform, a lot more blown out, and it seems to be in the like healing process. But then 4 months after that, it's this. And this is where people start to be like, okay, so the transition between that and that is drastic, right? This looks like, I've heard people compare it to an eyebrow stamp, like the uniform thick shape of it. And it's also a lot bigger than it was initially. Unless she had re-hurt the same area, it doesn't make sense for it to be a completely different shape and size. Like I said, initially it was about this big. Now it's like more curved and going pretty much down to like her jaw. It literally ends down here. Before it was just kind of like the cheekbone end area. And it's so uniform, like so incredibly extremely uniform that it looks like an eyebrow stamp, right? Here she is again. She's got this uniform shape. Then she starts addressing the hate that she's getting, because she seems to be getting a lot of hate for this. I can't believe this is getting millions of views on TikTok right now, bear in mind, and I'm part of the mystery. I have no clue what's going on. She starts addressing the fact that people are giving her hate for the scar. So the caption of this TikTok is, random girls telling me they'll give me an actual scar. So like people threatening to actually hurt her, which is obviously disgusting. Then she posts this TikTok explaining stuff.
Hey guys, so I keep seeing these comments about how scars don't turn brown, but I just want to point out that every scar on my body is in fact brown. I got stepped on at shortstop like 4 years ago, and I have like cleat indents that are still brown. I don't know. I have friends that scars also turn brown, like after an injury. So I don't really know how you guys can sit here and tell me about my body and how my body heals, because you're wrong. That's it. Like, you're just wrong.
Then she posts this TikTok wiping off the scar to prove that it's not makeup, but people are still having an issue with kind of like, I guess, how hard she's wiping or how not hard she's wiping, if she's wiping properly, if the makeup wipe is dry or if it's wet, or, you know, people just not believing it. She also posts a video of her washing her face where she seems to not even be touching the scar, just kind of going around it. I think at the beginning she was almost toying with people not believing that the scar is real. Like, she was like, oh, you guys are annoyed? Let me annoy you guys more, and put the face cream in like really weird areas. But then it started getting more serious, and I think then she started feeling like, whoa, I'm getting a bunch of hate for this. And then she started like actually addressing it. And then we have a situation where Mads Lewis, this massive TikToker, she was involved in the Nessa Barrett, Jaden, Josh drama that was happening with like the cheating scandals. So she actually was one of the biggest like influencers that posted about this. The video is still up on her TikTok page, and it's this.
Okay, I just wanted to do... Okay, so I just wanted to do like a get ready with me. Here we go. This, oh, sorry. My dog scratched me, and yeah, when I was like 7, and it's just a scar now. And anyways, let's get ready. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna do is put on primer. Ooh, we're running out of time. I can't. Ah! Go to part 2. Okay, part 2 of doing a get ready with me. Okay, so next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna put on foundation. Okay, so I already have foundation on my hand. We're just gonna blot it like that. Okay, that's the get ready with me. Bye!
Which is obviously just mocking this girl for her scar videos. And then she posted an apology, but I can't find the apology anymore, so I've just found people like reposting it.
Shape or form, specifically towards anybody or to offend anybody. So I apologize if I offended anybody. My humor is just if I see something that somebody's making fun of like a trauma thing or something that happened, and it also happened to me, I'm gonna laugh about it. But that's just my humor. And
so it's weird that she like deleted the apology but kept up the original video after apologizing. It just seems a bit backtracky, right? Anyway, so after this, Annie posted this like Stitch duet video, but that is not on her page anymore. So I'm guessing she was getting a lot of hate from maybe Mad's fans. So that's kind of that. And then she posted, Annie, this video of her obviously taking off, like I said, the makeup. And under that, she posted a long caption saying, "Hey guys, originally in March of 2020 when I was injured and realized that this would be a permanent mark on my face forever, I was embarrassed. I was so upset that I thought my face was ruined, as insecure as I was already at 15 navigating high school. I felt like the opportunity to look at myself in the mirror and smile was taken away from me because of a cruel situation. It was until one day that I realized that covering my scar and openly hating it was a disservice to those close to me and myself suffering from insecurities. While I decided not to cover it for those reasons, it never fully went away, neither did my insecurities, because when I looked in the mirror, I saw the reason behind why it was there. Unfortunately, I had a poor reaction to the first topical I tried in an attempt to fade it. I was sloppy applying it as well, and this led to longer injury." So that would help us understand why the scar lasted as long as it did, and maybe also explains why it got bigger, because then you're kind of irritating that spot and you're enlarging the scar, which would explain the discrepancies in size, shape, and maybe even color. Like, it maybe just create some color issues, like it just changed colors and didn't heal the way it should have healed, essentially. I was in a dark place knowing that it was now even worse. I had to wait till that fully healed to start a second treatment, which I began in August, which then would explain the like bouncing from different shades. Like I was saying, like it looked like it was healing and then went back to like not being healed and then went back to healing. So maybe that explains the like timeline of her having to end one topical, she had irritated the scar again and then having to like re-heal it later on. And that kind of does explain the time, because I did show you guys new TikToks in August where the scar looked very different. Since then, the treatment has been super invasive and I cannot emphasize the pain directed around that injury. It's at a point where it genuinely does look gross. It has risen and it's scabbed over, which people did post TikToks up close where it does look like the scar has texture, which I don't think you'd be able to add texture with makeup. Unless you're like a special effects makeup artist, which like, is she doing special effects every day? Obviously, I don't think so. It has risen and scabbed over. I also did not think about how tanner would get in the scabbed area. Obviously, a scabbed area is really dry. If you apply any makeup or self-tan to it, it's going to color the dry skin, which it will not wash out. Like until the scab comes off, the self-tanner stays there, which would explain the brown shade. The color that comes out of a tanner first and foremost is very, very dark, and then it kind of washes out to a lighter brown. So it would explain that that initial dark shade would just stay on that scar, and then what you wash off the rest of your body, like that looks normal, but then that scar ends up staying that like really dark brown. It should get better with time, but unfortunately all my scars do still heal brown. While I don't think it's right that people mindlessly comment hate for whatever reason it is, I do make a decision to put myself out on the internet. My account was made to show those out there they're more than their scars. Not to have a comment section showing those same people they should hate themselves because of their scars. I'll never stop using my platform for DV awareness and body positivity. That would explain maybe why the scar is such a topical, like touchy subject. If it's to do with DV, maybe it's somehow related to that, which would make the hate that she's getting so much worse for her, right? I hope this video is what y'all needed to move on, or at least understand. No one should make a comment on someone's scars, especially not knowing the history behind the scar or the person on the screen. If anyone ever needs to talk, my DMs are open. I would love to listen to your stories and hype y'all up. I promise I hear you and I see you. Thank you, and I hope you'll move with grace in the future. I thought that was a really actually tasteful way of addressing that. So the comments under that specific TikTok are very good. People are saying stunning. You don't have to prove anything to people that are so unkind. You're beautiful. Can't believe people are still opening their mouth. I love you for continuing to be you. You know the truth. And then the TikTok that she posted right after that, the comments of that again. People saying it's changing just like the seasons, I guess. I think it's real, but when it started to heal and slightly fade, she just put makeup over it to make it look darker so views wouldn't go down. And someone saying, I think it's real, you're gorgeous. So it's a very mixed bag now. So the theory that that person is talking about is that she had the scar in the first place and it made her blow up because people thought she looked very interesting. And then when the scar started healing, she noticed that her views were going down. So she started redrawing the scar to make herself look interesting again. I'm putting that in quotations because it's a very odd statement to make. Then there's this TikTok proving that the scar isn't real due to the change in shape and size. But once again, if the topical story is real, she used the wrong topicals, it irritated the scar, it could have changed the shape and size and color of the scar by just irritating it more. Then they post more proof. Anyway, I want you guys to let me know what you guys think. Have you looked into this? Has this come up on your For You page? I'm so confused, but I want to give her the benefit of the doubt because I would feel like a really crappy person if I didn't. But yeah, subscribe to the bell icon for engagement. I'll see you in my next one. Bye guys.